honorable members on the dais, Chairman Sri Satish Nayak Garu, Honorable Secretary Dr. D. Gangadhar Rao Garu, Honorable Treasurer T. Chandrasekhar Garu, Principal of the College Dr. Anita Reddy Garu, Director Professor Neela Kameshwari Garu. But more importantly, the staff, the students, the parents and the media who are here. A very good morning to all of you. I am aware of the rich heritage of this college. Nizam focused on education. Unlike many other rulers in the past, he established the Osmania University, one of the third university in the entire country, and I think the fourth or fifth university in Southeast Asia, the Osmania University. And it is that alumni that understood the importance of education and started this institution named after Kasturba Gandhi. And I know during its inception and much later, many luminaries like Justice Sitaram Reddy Garu, Justice Gopal Rao Egbote Garu were involved with this college in many, many ways, and this is where we are here today. And it's not only a history, what you're doing today, what you did yesterday, which got you the third NAC A grade in a row, and that's definitely commendable. And being a president of the snooker, I'm extremely happy that we have an international snooker player in this college. But the most important thing is, even as I walked in, there was something very different I could not identify. There's something different about this college, which is very different from rest of India. Rest of India, unfortunately, while we have a great heritage, we became a filthy country. And then when I walked inside the second gate, I realized the difference was this was extremely clean. It was, I think, many universities abroad are not as clean. So it was not just me who realized. I think the GMCC realized, and they gave you this Swachh Institute Award, a well-deserving. So definitely, this is an institute, you know, you have a rich heritage and you kept it up today, and many other things what I heard in the principal's report. So I thank you for the invitation, and it's a privilege for me to be here today. Education has been the fountainhead and spearhead for development of humanity. Right from the time man has discovered fire, he started to do agriculture, he invented the wheel and the written script. Education continuously developed humanity, and for hundreds and thousands of years, and that has been the backbone of human development. It helped us prepare for the future. Education helped all of you prepare for the future. But also sciences, starting from political science to engineering to medicine, actually craft the future. It's these sciences which make the future. And we have constantly been creating opportunities. Humanity has always been creating opportunities for ourselves, and then we try to meet these opportunities and benefit from these opportunities. So, as college students, what are these opportunities for you here? What are the opportunities for us as a nation? What are the opportunities for the state of Telangana? But before that, you know, I realize I'm speaking in a women's college. So maybe I should speak about opportunities for women, women empowerment, glass ceiling, and these issues I should be speaking. But I must admit, right from the time I was growing up till I entered politics, I had no idea of these issues. Discrimination of women, glass ceiling, women empowerment. It was not in my realm. I didn't study social sciences, and in engineering we don't study these things. But more importantly, I never saw it in home, or in the small society I lived in, I never saw this. Because I was the last child among 4 children in my family. 3 are older sisters. All of them are more qualified than me. They learned how to swim and to cycle, do cycling, which boys do fast, before I learned how to cycle. I have a cousin who also happens to be a principal. We were batchmates, and her marks was always better. And she was in the state volleyball team and basketball team. I didn't even make it to my school team. But even if I read the newspapers, the sports persons who have really gained reputation, Indian sports person who gained reputation abroad all over the world are Sanya, Saina, Sindhu or Mithali Raj. It's not the men. If you see those women who in space, it's Sunita Williams or Chawla. These are the women in space. But if you come to Kalpana Chawla, but if you come to my field, if you come to my present field of vocation, which is politics, I think the most powerful chief ministers ever in India are all three are women. I don't think there's a chief minister more powerful than Jayalalitha or Mamata Banerjee. But not only that, the most powerful Prime Minister of India, more powerful than Prime Minister Modi, I think you know, that is Indira Gandhi. I'm not exactly their fan, but the fact is they are one of the most powerful people. So growing up till now, I really do not understand these issues. But having joined in politics, I not only move with this segment of women, but various cross-section of women from rural India, uneducated, poor, to women in different regions from urban to rural. And now I'm beginning to understand. Some of the women's issues. But this segment of the women, most of you do not face those. But some amongst you, I'm sure, definitely face. In college, I studied in electrical engineering in Madras, and 51% of my classmates were women. I continued my electrical education in United States. In a class of 40, there was only one woman, and that too she was an Indian. In those days, if you go to anywhere in United States, the receptionist, the front desk and the secretary are always women. In India, very likely the receptionist, the front desk and secretaries are men. So I believed there's a certain group of women in India who's more empowered than any group of women anywhere in the world, although we are facing, some of you face such problems. And those of you who face such problems here, some amongst you, I think there's nothing that you cannot overcome. If you feel there's discrimination, there will be discrimination. If you feel there's a glass ceiling, there will be a glass ceiling. So I think the first thing you have to do is feel there's no discrimination, feel very equal, and I think you will be very, very successful. So I will not talk about opportunities particularly for women. I will talk about opportunities for all of us, for all the students, and for the state and for the country in the future. But what is the future? But before I go into it, I just want to digress something about politics. There's something we as a nation did not understand politics. Even I started understanding much later. Firstly, we call all the politicians leaders. In a democracy, the word leader and the word democracy are two opposites. In a democracy, it's the people who lead and it's the public representatives who follow. It's only in a dictatorship, the politician leads and the people follow. And all of us here, including myself, I used to call all the ministers, MLAs, prime ministers, chief ministers as leaders, and that is where we are doing the very first mistake. They are merely our public representatives. So that is the very first thing I think you need to. So I can very confidently say Prime Minister Modi is not a leader. Our CM Chandrasekhar Rao Garu is not a leader. He was a leader when he was leading the people in the agitation. But once he gets elected, once a MP or MLA or a minister or a chief minister or prime minister, you cannot call him a leader. If you call him a leader, you are destroying the democracy. That's the fundamental thing most Indians do not understand. Coming to politics, it's changing. It's changing for the better. Of course, there's no leapfrogging. Today in the parliament, there are 300 and Lok Sabha, there are 320 plus first-time members of parliament, and all of them are very, very educated. So there is an opportunity as a career path, and I think at the very least, you should be politically aware to develop your country and your state. But that is also an option for educated people like never before. Now coming back to the opportunities, what are the opportunities that are before us? And what is the future? But The future is changing so fast, the world has been changing so fast, and we don't know what the future is. So how do we prepare for a future that we do not know? So let us try to discover what that future can potentially be. So let me put some facts, quick facts, which I'm sure all of you will agree. They are disconnected facts, but that's the reality today. Solar energy is coming, renewable energy, wind energy is coming. There's automation in manufacturing. There's, in software, there's natural language and artificial intelligence, natural language processing. Automotive industry is changing, electric cars are coming. You all agree to this, right? Recycling, plastic recycling is becoming big. Mining industry is dying. Internet and mobile has come quite some time, is established. Agriculture and healthcare industry is changing. People are living longer. And construction industry is booming, but it's slowing down in many parts of India. Cryptocurrency, bitcoins have come in. And the last fact I'd like to say is the fertility rates in India today is 2.3. So these are all disconnected facts, but let's put them all together and connect these facts and see how these facts will change our future and how we can be prepared for that future. Let me start with the fertility rate. When the fertility rate of a nation drops to 2.1, the national population stabilizes and actually starts dropping down. Pre-independence India, the fertility rate was something like 4.8, which means a family had 4.8 children, and it kept on dropping, and today it is 4.3. So in a few years, it will stabilize and our population will start dropping. So by 2040, not only Indian population, the world population would have stabilized at 8 billion and start falling. That's a fact. So this has huge implications in our careers, huge implications on industry. And what is going to happen? Let's see. Also, solar energy is going to come in. There's going to be more power without building power plants. And in 2040, we don't require more power because the population stopped growing. So there were not going to be any jobs in the power sector because solar energy does not create any employment. It creates zero employment. There's no moving parts. There's nothing. You put the panels there. It generates free electricity day in and day out. I mean, whenever the sun shines. Automation has come into manufacturing. So there are not going to be any jobs in manufacturing. Electric cars are coming. Electric cars last longer. They have a 30-year warranty. And the car industry also, automotive industry, there are not going to be any jobs. Software industry, automation and natural language, processing and artificial intelligence is coming. Natural language processing means I have to speak to the computer in English instead of in C language or this language or that language. So the computer jobs are going to, software industry jobs are going to disappear or going to reduce drastically. Recycling is going to be big, and mining industry is going to disappear because all the steel that we want is only going to be recycled. It's already in the surface of the earth and it's going to be recycled. There's no need to mine. There's no need to mine for any material because it's already on the surface of the earth, exploited by mankind in the past, and you'll only be recycling. Your generation is only going to recycle it. Agriculture, we already produce enough food for the whole world, and when the population stops dropping, actually agriculture fields will start reducing and forests are going to come back when the population starts dropping. The construction industry also, there's not going to be much jobs because we have all the real estate that we already need and they last for a long time. And offices construction, office space construction is going to come down because people will start working from home. There's no need to go to office. So construction industry, architecture, these jobs are going to be changed dramatically and reduce. But one of the most significant change is cryptocurrency. But by the way, before I go further, don't be very alarmed. I'm not saying you'll all be jobless in the future. You all will be doing very different jobs, very, very different jobs than you can envisage. So let's put this future together. But cryptocurrency is going to make a huge difference. They are coming in. Bitcoins are coming in. So how does cryptocurrency get generated? Cryptocurrency gets generated. It's a notional thing developed by some Japanese, so-called Japanese software engineer. And I can take my rupees from a pocket and buy a cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency value is rising faster than the rupee. And and I can buy something for the cryptocurrency, and that's what it's working. But how do you create a new cryptocurrency? How do you create a new rupee? RBI or the Bank of England or Federal Reserve in USA, they decide we are wealthy enough, now we can print more notes. If we print more notes, then we are wealthy enough, then becomes inflation. The value of the notes come down. How did they print notes before that? They printed based on gold reserves. But today crypto coins are created. How is a new crypto coin created? By these crypto coin creators called miners who do some computing of all the crypto coin transaction. So one more crypto coin gets created. That's how a new crypto coin gets created. In the past, wealth got generated because of some economic activity. Wealth got created because of agriculture. You plow the fields, you create grains which is useful for mankind, and you create wealth. You manufacture a car which is useful for mankind, and you create wealth. Agriculture created wealth, manufacturing created wealth, and services started creating wealth. But now in crypto coins, some computing power is creating wealth. And that is the wrong entry of cryptocurrency or crypto wealth into our world. What is going to happen to crypto coins tomorrow? And who actually uses crypto, who creates crypto? It mostly started by software engineers. And that community, technologically aware community, is using cryptocurrency. But let's say a few amongst you, all of you, I heard the college is very much involved in cultural activities. So let's say a group of you singers or dancers create a art cryptocurrency or a dance cryptocurrency. Every time you blog on art, you generate a little crypto art currency. Every time you do a dance performance, you generate cryptocurrency. Every time you want to go to a show, you use the art cryptocurrency to go to the show or to buy tickets. So you can generate an art-based cryptocurrency. If you are a sports person, you can get a sports-based cryptocurrency. If you are poets here, you can get a poetry-based cryptocurrency. You appreciate poetry, you write poetry, you listen to poetry, and you get. Why should cryptocurrency be generated because of computing power? Why should cryptocurrency not be generated out of poetry? But more fundamentally important, should plowing the field generate wealth? Why not singing poetry or writing poetry create wealth? Because humanity has evolved and we are evolving in the future. That time there was not enough food, so wealth was creation of food. But we evolved, and especially when the population is stabilizing, world population is stabilizing by 2040, there's going to be more food. So plowing the field is going to be less important, and humanity would have actually evolved themselves to a next stage, focused on intellectual pursuits, emotional pursuits, arts, sports, and these are going to be very, very important in the future. Future is going to be more bountiful, future is going to be more green, there's going to be less pollution. Of course, some of the future I already see here, you have the cleanest university here. But that's going to be the future. It's going to be cleaner, and cryptocurrency will redefine the very concept of wealth. Cryptocurrency, the very concept of who you are, the very concept of who is rich and who is poor is going to change dramatically. Because if I have art cryptocurrency, tons of it because I'm an artist, right? And that is interchangeable with sports cryptocurrency, that is interchangeable with bitcoins, that is interchangeable with rupees, and all these are different forms of wealth. So it's not just plowing is a form of wealth, art is a form of wealth, sports is a form of wealth, and these things are going to happen much, much, much faster. So you are, if some of you parents are here, you should be happy to know your children will live in a greener world, a wealthier world, a more bountiful world. That is definitely going to be the future, not just of the world, but of India, of Telangana, and that is going to be the future. And how do you prepare for this? While you may not have the conventional jobs, tomorrow a cooking chef could be a potential, a chef who cooks could be as important as an engineer. Tomorrow a poet could be as important as a doctor. Tomorrow a musician or a sports person can be as important as a lawyer. These are going to be different fields and different things for you to explore. And of course, there's always going to be jobs for politicians. That is not going to change because people have to represent you. because you need a form of good governance. And so how do you prepare for this future? I think to prepare for the future, the most important thing is, usually we plan for a career of a lifetime. I thought I'm going to be an engineer for my life, but I kept changing my professions. You people are going to keep changing your professions more than ever before. Because when we were children, knowledge was the more important things. Knowledge was very, very important. I remember as kids, my uncles used to come and ask, what is the capital of Japan? If I saw Tokyo, Shabash Beta. If I say, what is the capital of United States? Washington DC, Shabash Beta. Because knowledge was very valuable. Now even an uneducated guy with a mobile phone knows that in 2 seconds. So knowledge has become cheap today. Knowledge has become democratized. Knowledge has become accessible to everyone. So don't base your career on the knowledge, base your career on your ability to communicate. So to prepare for the future, I think you can change your careers because knowledge is freely available. Communicate, socialize, network, but most importantly, aim for things much larger than yourselves because you're going to live in a bountiful world. We had to look at our career, taking care of our family, but I think your generation can aim for something much larger for yourself, making the world clean, unpolluted,